Moses was raised as an Egyptian prince. He lived in the Pharaoh's palace. He knew nothing of his Hebrew heritage. One day, Moses saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave. He felt compelled to act. He killed the Egyptian and hid the body. This act forced Moses to flee Egypt. Moses found refuge in the land of Midian. He married and became a shepherd. He lived a quiet life, far from the grandeur of Egypt. But God had other plans for him. God appeared to Moses in a burning bush. God gave Moses a mission. He was to return to Egypt. He was to confront Pharaoh. His task was to free the Israelites from slavery. Moses was afraid. He doubted his ability to lead, but God promised to be with him. Moses returned to Egypt. He stood before Pharaoh. Moses delivered God's message, "Let my people go." Pharaoh refused. He scoffed at Moses and his God. In response, God unleashed 10 plagues upon Egypt. The Nile River turned to blood. Frogs swarmed the land. Lice infested every home. Wild animals terrorized the people. Pestilence killed the livestock. Boils covered the Egyptians. Hail and fire rained from the sky. Locusts devoured every plant. Darkness consumed the land for 3 days. Finally, the 10th plague arrived. The firstborn of every Egyptian family died, including Pharaoh's own son. Pharaoh was devastated. He finally agreed to let the Israelites go. The Israelites prepared to leave Egypt. They packed their belongings, they gathered their families, they fled Egypt in haste, led by Moses. Pharaoh, however, had a change of heart. He regretted letting the Israelites go. He sent his army after them. The Israelites reached the Red Sea. They were trapped. The Egyptian army was closing in. Moses raised his staff. The Red Sea parted. A dry path appeared. The Israelites walked across the seabed. The Egyptian army followed, but the waters closed in on them. Pharaoh and his soldiers drowned. The Israelites were safe. Led by the courageous Moses, the Israelites reached the other side of the Red Sea. They were free from slavery thanks to Moses' determination. They were free to worship their God, fulfilling Moses' divine mission. They celebrated their newfound freedom, inspired by Moses' leadership. They sang songs of praise to God. They danced with joy, honoring Moses' courage. They knew that God, through Moses, had delivered them. The Exodus, led by Moses, was a defining moment in their history. They had escaped oppression. They had embraced their destiny, guided by Moses' unwavering faith. They were now a free people, bound for the promised land, led by the steadfast Moses.